What story will they tell? So I got proposed this idea the other day, and I thought it was actually quite a brilliant one, and it played my heartstrings to a fucking T. Played me like a fiddle, this one did. And the gist of the question was, and it's based around other things, but I think it applies brilliantly to 126, of my daughter, Lexi. She is 23, so let's call it 20 years from now. And she is wildly successful. And she's being interviewed, and the reporter says, "Tell us about your childhood." And, you know, there's other bits of the story that aren't prevalent to this, but the gist of it is, you know, my parents were incredibly loving. They took their time, they doted on me, they looked after us completely. And I had an incredibly loving and caring upbringing through my childhood. What comes next? What do they talk about next? And this is the question when we talk about being the best father, being the best husband, being the best of all that kind of stuff. You know, what legacy are you leaving for your children? Are you leading by example? Are you showing them how to do difficult things? Are you showing them work ethic? Are you showing them perseverance? Are you showing them the ability to follow through, to stick to your word, to commit all in the pursuit of something greater? Are you showing them by example the path? And it's often been spoken about in my circles and areas where they talk about, you know, well, it's all well and good for you. You came from, like, you built upon a good foundation. Your parents were caring, they supported you, all this kind of stuff. And that's true. I had a great foundation to build from. And yet I am also completely different from anyone in my family. But at the same point, for you, if you didn't come from that foundation of building on and having those skills instilled in you, you have the greatest opportunity of all. Because you have the opportunity to be the first one in your line, the first generation to teach that side of things, to lead by example, to build that incredible foundation for your kids so that they have this giant leg up to take on the world. And that's a driving factor for me. Yes, I have a need and desire to pursue something great within me, to do something great. But for me, it's all about my family. I do this for my family. I do this to set a standard for my son, for my daughter, so that they know what is possible, so they know that they can go pursue their dreams, that they can go out there and be the best version of themselves and chase anything, that anything is possible. I don't want my kids to have that hollow moment when you realize, when your parents told you you could be and do anything you wanted to be in this life, and you get to a point and go, "But you're my hero, Dad, but you never did it." I never want to reach that. I never want my kids to have that moment where they're like, "You say that, Dad, but you didn't do it. And if you're my hero, how am I supposed to do it?" And this is what it's about. It's about setting that up for the future. And I speak a lot, obviously, about fitness, because fitness is my background. Fitness is what I have done for the majority of my life. And literally, as of this year, will be more than a third of my life. I have owned a personal training studio, And I'm nearly at half of my life I have been professionally training people in health and fitness. This is what I do, kind of thing. But it's bigger than just fitness. I just believe that fitness is the easiest tool to get you to learn the skills. And I said it the other day, and I do actually agree with it, that as a man, a lot of your problems will go away or get considerably smaller by being in incredible shape, by earning more money, and looking after your family. Those three things will sort most problems for you in your life. And it all starts with fitness. Fitness is the halo tool that transitions into everything. Being in better shape makes you more confident. It gives you more energy. It makes you more attractive. It, oddly enough, makes you more eligible for jobs, that people are more likely to trust you, that it shows a level of commitment and professionalism, that people are more likely to do business with you. It is this foundational stone in everything. It teaches you discipline, it teaches you consistency, it teaches you grit and perseverance. It teaches you that pushing through pain is the key to getting to the other side. It is truly that halo effect. And nothing will teach you consistency and discipline like committing to working out twice a day for 126 days. To going all in on your nutrition and doing animal-based eating for 126 days. Nothing is going to prepare you like that. And yeah, people are going to think you're weird. People are going to judge you. People are going to call you out for it. And that's okay. Because in doing that, they are showing that you are this step ahead, that you have separated yourself from them. Because it's always that one. People who are above you don't criticize you. People who are above you don't talk down and talk shit to you. It's only the people below you that do that. So if you step into that power, yeah, you're going to cop some haters. You're going to get people who are going to try and bring you down. And that's okay. There are going to be many people. And sadly, often, sometimes those who are closest to you who will not understand this drive, who will not understand why you're doing the things that you are doing. And hopefully they'll just come along for the ride and you can just be like, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this to be the best version of myself. And as I said, fitness is my background, but I always come back to it. You cannot be the best father, the best husband, the best man that you can possibly be unless you are in good shape. If you are not looking after your health and fitness, you are leaving so much on the table. And it's the harsh reality, but I keep coming back to it, that because people are soft. We have gotten to this point in society where we are fucking soft. And we have strayed too far from the things that got us to this point in life, that got us to this point where we were able to handle things. Society is soft. We are trained to seek the comfort in every area, no matter what. But you need a bit of hardship. You need a bit of deprivation, to miss out, to go without, so that you can appreciate these things. We were talking about it today. One of my clients had just completed a 3.5 day fast. And they felt fucking amazing on it. And they were like, that bone broth, that chicken bone broth after the fast was the greatest drink. The greatest thing I have ever had in my entire life. Because you've gone without food for 3.5 days. That first thing is going to be like, mwah, oh my God, is it going to be incredible. And it was the same concept. I finished a book called The Comfort Crisis, and they talk about this a lot, and it's exactly on this topic. And this guy went 33 days. I think it's in Alaska, something like that. Like really fucking out there terrain. and they're sleeping in a teepee, they're sleeping on the ground, and they don't have much food because they're basically expecting to hunt for their food, and it takes them ages to actually find something to kill and eat and all this kind of stuff. And he was like, those first few experiences when we got back were mind-blowing. Like that, I'm in the airport and there's hot running water coming from the sink, and I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. That first night in the bed, even though it was a shitty bed, he was like, this is the greatest bed I have ever slept in my life. Because it's not till you go through hardships, until you go without, until you push into difficult areas, that you can truly appreciate how good things are. And I think that's something that's really worth remembering and keeping in mind, because we are trying to leave a legacy. We are trying to leave a legacy for our children and lead them in a way that they'll leave a legacy for their kids, that they will lead any incredibly better life than we ever have, because of the standards we set, that they will learn all the skills, they will have all the skills and the talents and the habits and the rituals that we are spending this time developing, because they just grew up on it. And that's what we're working on. And that's the point that we're trying to make with this, that you're doing something different here, that you are making a change and you are leaving that legacy for them. And the problem is that you won't get the opportunity to go without to see what that would be like if you continue down this path, to know what that life would show up as. It's only when you make the choices now for the future that makes a difference. You can't know the impact of all those choices, but I can nearly guarantee that if you make the right choices, it'll make an impact. If you continue to choose dopamine chasing, simple fixes, the easy way out, you choose comfort over legacy, it's going to show. And it doesn't mean that your kids won't be good kids, and it doesn't mean that you won't love them, but it means that you could have done more for them. And I can't think of anything worse than getting to the end of my life and going, maybe I should have done more for my kids. Maybe I could have given more, been more, done more, led more. I don't want to live with that regret, so I'm going to leave it out all on the table for them. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing this. And that's what this is for. So that's all I have for you today. And I hope you found some value of that. And if you did, if it spoke to you, if there was even anything that truly connected with you, please like, comment, subscribe. Please help join this movement and spread the word. If you know someone who would benefit from this, please send it to them so that they can also experience this change. Next, if you're ready to take the next step, please click the link in my bio, join the Daily Greatness Mail, and there'll be new bonuses and PDFs. 10 Steps to Mental Toughness is coming very soon. So be on that mailing list to make sure you get it. Lastly, if you're ready to burn the motherfucking boats, to go all in on yourself and to see what you can truly achieve when you sacrifice the unimportant for the important, message me directly. Let's throw you in the deep end. Let's see who you can become in 126 days. But until then, that's all I have for you.